Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of Olly's Farm. As always, you can tap the subscribe button down below to subscribe to the channel, and you can also tap the little bell to be notified when there is a new episode of Olly's Farm. So today I've got the John Deere 6930 here and also the trailer on the back. The trailer's actually, as you can see, it's got quite a bit of straw on it, and that's because we've been getting straw in. So I've just got the JCB over here and I'm going to unload this load of straw so that I can go and get some haylage for the horses, because the horses on the farm have run out of their haylage. So I'm going to basically have to go and pick some up from another farm. So before I can do that, I've got to unload this trailer here and then I can go and collect the hay. And there we go, there's the straw stacks there, and here's the tractor now with an empty trailer on the back ready to go carting. Okay, so you now join me with the GoPro, and I'll just get into the tractor here and I'll place you guys just on the side. Okay, so there we go guys. So we're now coming up to the recently built new roundabout, and just ease up here. Building up some speed now. 29 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 31, 32, 33, and 33.5 miles an hour. So it's doing over 50k, so it's not the end of the world at the moment with the sensor issues which we've been having with the tractor. One thing I do like about the 6930 is the pop windows on the side. It's just nice to let in a bit of fresh air. And I don't know if you can hear, but you get that nice little turbo sound there. Just there, I don't know if you heard it. I know it's a bit silly, but I quite like it. It has some speed, this girl. Oh, the sun's come out now. I think these are appropriate. Even in winter. I managed to get the old sunglasses out. Right, but with 50k on this tractor, it's just a dream. Because as most of you probably know, on the older tractor we had, it was only 30 kph, 30 kilometers an hour. So being able to do 55 kilometers an hour with this one is just so much nicer, and it really speeds up the jobs when we're, you know, when I'm bale carting or taking cattle down to the marshes, for example, in the summer. It really does speed everything up quite nicely, and with the front TLS and the cab suspension, I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. And the old John Deere didn't have any suspension on it at all. But if you went over a pothole, you know, it felt like the whole tractor was going to break or something. But no, having the suspension is just fantastic. And I really like the grunty power of the 6.9. I mean, comparing this to the Massey Ferguson, completely different tractors. We've got so much more raw power from this 6930's engine. It's more of that sort of old school power which you used to get on the older tractors. It's not totally old school power, but it's still fairly grunty. And I think if we do iron out these issues with the sensors, I will be a lot happier with this tractor. And I think we have actually found a solution, you guys and I, with this tractor. Some of you helpful subscribers out there have actually told me that it possibly is the EGR valve. So when I take it in to Ben Burgess, it will be nice to get that dealt with. I believe, from what I've been reading, basically soot can accumulate in the EGR valve, and it can lead to faults and issues of all sorts of kinds. So the EGR is the exhaust gas recirculation system. And basically it's a way of getting the tractor's emissions a lot cleaner and more environmentally friendly. However, one of the drawbacks of this is that the EGR has to be cleaned out or replaced every so often. So we'll get to the end of this issue and we'll see how the John Deere is performing then, which will be a lot better, because right now it is slightly restricted, which is a bit annoying when you want to get the most out of your tractor. especially on the farm when you've got lots of power hungry tasks to do, such as feeding the cows with the feeder bedder machine. So I've now arrived at the farm, and we'll get loaded up. We'll go and find this hay, and take it back to the farm. Yeah, it's quite handy though, isn't it? And there we go, we're all loaded up. They had a small skid steer when they were loading it, and it was quite a handy bit of kit because they had a small shed, like an old poultry shed where the hay was coming out of. And they used the skid steer to get into the old poultry shed where they stored the hay. So I'm now on the way home with the hay. It's all on board, and it's not too far to go. The skid steer they had was quite a nifty piece of kit that would be very handy on the farm, especially if you've got those small sheds. You can spin the skid steer more or less on the spot, which is quite a nice feature to have with those little loaders. And I was amazed as well that it actually managed to reach, and it could load the trailer here 2 stacks high, so it was quite a nice feature there. So I'm now going to head back to the farm nice and steadily with these bales on the back, so I'll see you guys when I get back to the farm. So there we go guys, I'm now back on the farm and I've got the bales on the back and the little skid steer, loaded them, and we've got 2 high, we've got 16 on the trailer in total. The trailer's about 25 foot, but it's got these arms on the front here, kind of these boards, and basically you can get an extra one on the front, and you can also get an extra one on the back as well. So that's why I've been able to get 16 bales on there. So the 6930 is just across the road there. I've just come to the yard because I've actually got the feeder bedder here, and I've just got to do an adjustment to the stand, which is basically what holds the feeder bedder up in the air when you take the drawbar off. And basically it's a pin which goes into here, and it got bent a couple of weeks ago, so I've been working on it to fix it. And if we just look here, we can see the welding which I've done just in the middle here to join it up, because there was quite a big gap in between. It's actually fairly straight now, and I'm just now grinding off the rest of the weld here just to try and level it out nicely, so that when it slides into the section outside, the square there, basically the stand has to be flush all the way round so that it actually slides into this piece of box section here. So that's a job I'm now going to try and do before it actually does go dark. So there we go guys, I hope you've enjoyed today seeing the hay being carted back, and it was a nice ride out in the John Deere 6930. Next job is of course to get the 6930 sorted. If you enjoyed this video you can give it a thumbs up, but only if you enjoyed the video, and you can also follow the Olly's Farm Instagram page, which is ollies.farm in the Instagram search bar, and you can subscribe to the channel by clicking the little logo, which is just in the bottom right hand of your screens here. It's the new Olly's Farm logo in the corner, and you can click it and it will give you an option to subscribe, so you can subscribe to the channel that way, and you can also tap the little bell next to the subscribe button to be notified when there is a new episode of Olly's Farm. And as always, do comment, rate and subscribe for plenty more videos to come.